Alright, everybody, I think we're live. Welcome back to Beat Me Take My Pokemon in just a sec once I have the live stream pulled up on my phone and therefore can read the live chat on my phone. And I have been cackling today because I have discovered the Asgore truck meme for Deltarune. It's just so dumb. It's like the perfect part of my brain that is like, okay, we need to overthink this and this and this, and then maybe this happened, and this clue could lead to this clue and this clue, and it's like, no, Asgore just, he just got a DUI one night with his truck, and that's why Dash isn't around. It's so dumb. If I ever watch this back, you will never feel as much, or maybe you will in the future. You will feel as much joy about this moment as you do in the future, but my gosh, is it so funny that it's dumb. And it's so dumb that it's funny. Oh man, let's get into our actual game here. Console. Okay. Now I have Twitch, and now I have YouTube. Okay. So, I'm gonna wait around until somebody comes along who wants to battle. Oh my... Oh no, my screen is just really dark because it was dark. Yeah, it just brightened up in my replay. I don't think I need any of these. Can't remember if I need a Noibat or not. I feel like I don't. Oh, I definitely need one of these though, especially if it's the one with the marking on its bottom. Let me fly over, and then I'm going to open the lobby code for a bit, and then if nobody's around, I'm going to start defeating the Poltergeist. Alright, today's link belt code is going to be 486217777. And I'm going to search for a bit, see if anybody comes up. Thinking about Asgore in the truck again. It's just so funny. Catches me a little bit off guard every time I think about it. Alright, one more time. Alright, now I'm gonna go hop down the hill. If these have markings on the bottom, I might even be inclined to use a sandwich. Here's the little scamp. Stand, or I can see you. Well, it doesn't look like it has the marking on the bottom, so not the whatchamacalls it. The HP are like perfectly locked. Can I force the HP bar to be like off screen? No, I can't. Well, I only have Psychic. These are ghosts to get rid of some of these ghosts. Or is this still like a night only? There's some here, so it's not a night only. That's like 4. Oh, Growlithe. Hi, the crab. How you doing? Good to see you again. I'll open up the battle room here in just a sec. That is not the correct button in any way, shape, or form. Poke Portal. Link battle. Double battle. I'll search for a bit. How are you today? I'm doing pretty alright. Alright, here we go. Ready for some violence? I mean, always. Let's do these rules. And I will hide the screen so I can pick a team randomly, I'm assuming. And let's go with this team. Okay, who have we got here? This looks to be an electric terrain sun team. With a Zoroark on it, which makes things a little tricky. Speed is not super in our favor. But it would be if Torkoal doesn't lead or Zoroark would be like one of the best things, or if Torkoal is not slow enough for us. think I do just this. Alright, it is Torkoal and Whimsicott. The sets of the Psychic Surge. That is the real Torkoal, because it sets up the Drought. I kind of don't want this to get a free Eruption off, though, if that is what it is going to do. The Whimsicott shouldn't be able to hurt Hatterene, so I'm going to go swap in the Sand, and then Fire, and yeah, Terrifier and just Expanding Force, I think. Hard to tell if Torkoal's going to be faster, if it's going to be slower. This play accounts for a lot of that. Okay, we get tricked in item here. And Henry now has a Sticky Barb. And the Whimsicott now has a Life Orb, and it is a Whimsicott. They do in fact go for Eruption, but we Terrified and we switch to Sand. Expanding Force is going to come out and reveal that that is in fact a Zoroark. And everything on the field takes Sand damage except for Tyranitar. And we're going to take Sticky Barb damage over time. Whimsicott, in quotation, is going to protect here. Tyranitar goes for the Rock Slide. And that is going to pick off Torkoal. Getting the critical hit, which does not matter. And Hatterene is going to set up the Trick Room. Hatterene is buffeted by Sand. Whimsicott, in quotations, is buffeted by Sand. Whimsicott takes Sticky Barb Residual. In comes Brute, the Venusaur. And I think I am fine with just clicking Knock Off here, and then clicking the Dazzling Gleam. I see a Terrestrialization on Venusaur, and it is into the Ground type, which is actually pretty nice for us. Hatterene gets off the Dazzling Gleam, and that is going to knock out Zoroark. And Knockoff comes out from Tyranitar. And that will pick a KO into Venusaur. Knocked off a Leftovers. Hatterene hit by Sandstorm. last but not least is the real Whimsicott. So we can click knockoff, and this will fire into. Whimsicott is going to get brought down to its focus sash. And Tyranitar is going to finish it off. Well, I'm in a bit of a pickle. Yeah, I would say that being out of all your mons is a bit of a pickle. Unfortunate first game, but you have the next two to bring it back, so it's time to lock in. Alright, let's do a screen hide. And then I'm going to bring this team. Okay, bit of a change up here. Still has the electric electric terrain aspect, but not too many other synergies, I feel like. I think that this, and this would be good. Actually, can I take that back? Would not have been good. Okay, it's going to be Raichu and Pincurchin. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this and then this. You're gonna see Pincurchin leave. Into Hydra. Sucker Punch does not connect with Raichu. That's because Raichu goes for the nasty plot. Hyper Voice comes out, does decent shit to both targets, but this is going to activate our Urgiraf's Throat Spray. Hydra's going to get some healing off of its leftovers. Raichu's going to go for Protect here. As Hydra goes for the Life Dew. We're gonna see a terrestrialization from the opponent. And it's on Raichu into Fairy. It's a Sucker Punch, but it doesn't do too much damage. Terra Blast is going to come out. That is going to pick up the KO into Root Bonnet. Raichu loses some HP due to its Life Orb. And we get Toxic as it lands. Psychic Noise prevents Goodra from healing at the end of the turn, but now we take toxic damage. I see Raichu Protect, which means I could have gone for Trick Room. Which I kind of wish I did now, but Ursaluna is going to go for the Earthquake, and will at least do damage to Goodra. Goodra is more Spadef tanky, but I don't necessarily expect it to die to this. Oh, it does die, okay. That helps out a slight bit. Ursaluna is going to get burned by the Flame Orb. In comes Overqwil. Intimidates both Pokemon. And we're going to do this. Terra Blast is going to come out. Ursaluna survives. Goes for Crunch into Rigoroth, which brings it that low. Also lowering defense. Rigoroth gets off the Hyper Voice, and that manages to KO Raichu. Ursaluna is going to go for the Earthquake, which will KO everything on the field other than itself. Ursaluna gets hurt by Burn. And now Pincurchin is going to return to the field as we get to bring in Don Bozo. And we can click this, and we can click this, and this. Pincurchin's gonna go for Protect. Ursaluna goes for the Headlong Rush. Gets protected. Burn is going to bring Ursaluna down to 10. Pincurchin might have Sucker Punch, but at this point it's not enough to save it. Yeah, it just goes for the Protect to try and maybe stall out the Ursaluna burn, but Stomp and Tantrum does that much. And Headlong Rush does that much. That is going to be a GG's. Unfortunate for Crabwater, you can't get a Pokemon in this attempt, but you can finish out your attempt with one more battle. And I don't think I'm gonna bother hiding Spring for this one. Be a lot of work. Let's bring this team. Alright, what have we got here? This is... a team that I don't think has the theme, but it's just a bunch of mons. Okay. I mean, I guess it could be like statusing, because Overquill poisons, Skeldridge burns, Glimora poisons, Amoonguss sleeps, Diplin is here, and Dragalge is here. But I think what I need to do is to start this, and does this in back really help me? I don't think so. You know what, on second thought, let me do this, and this. I would change it, but it's the third battle, and I didn't have enough time to change it anyways. I think my original decision was right, but I'll disregard it for now. Okay, Overquill and Glimora have made their appearance. So let me do this, and then this I feel is pretty safe. Electro Web connects to both, doing chip damage to both. Glimora is red card. Okay. Not Pelipper? Okay, that's actually pretty good. If I brought Pelipper there, Overquill might have been Swift Slim, so I would have gotten it rocked, but it didn't, so it didn't. Overquill's Sword Stance, which is interesting. And Glimora is Stealth Rock. Okay. I think... I'm just gonna Bug Bite into that target and then Snarl here. The Flash Cannon and try and get... maybe I just double the Glimora if it's not going to be threatening anything right now. I don't want the Overflow getting out of hand. We're going to see Overquill terrestrialize into Dragon. As, alright, Gilmore goes for Spiky Shield, which is good for us. Didn't target into it this turn. Flash Cannon comes on to Overquill. Not that much. Overquill goes for Scale Shot, but unfortunately gets the miss into our Caledon. Which is kind of unfortunate for me. I kind of wanted all the stamina boost on our Caledon that Scale Shot would have given me, but I guess I'll take the lack of damage. Dang misses. I mean, this isn't the battle that doesn't matter, so it's maybe better to get the misses here. In comes Pennywise, the Dragalge. And I think I'm just gonna click. What else do I have? Alright, you. Yeah, I don't think anybody else cares about Toxic Spikes, so I'm going to do this, and then... Actually... I'm gonna do this, and then this. Bullet Punch comes out, does a bit over half, maybe exactly half. And our Caledon gets off the Snarl, which is going to take up Gamora and lower the special attack on Dragalge. VGC Shadow Ball come out. Which doesn't do too much damage to Scizor, because you tend to want to use moves that match Dragalge's adaptability ability, which would be Poison and Dragon. We do get to see a shiny Dipplin, which you don't get to see every day. As evasion falls for both of our Pokemon. And I think that I can do this. Get some good damage. Draco Meteor comes out into our Caledon. Caledon finally gets stamina. And a Pollen Puff into Dragalge. Dipplin goes for Protect. Dragalge goes through the Draco Meteor, trying to get the crit. Unfortunately, it does not get it. Bug Bite's gonna take out Dipplin. Draco Meteor tries to get that crit once again, but unfortunately it does not get it. And now Dragalge is at -6. So its special attack won't go down any farther. But I don't have to worry about that, because Scizor Bullet Punch will pick off Dragalge. And that will be a GG. But good set, good set. Saw some good ideas there. Maybe some things that can be improved upon. Keep it open just in case there's somebody else who wants to battle for a bit, and then I'm gonna go back to defeating Poltergeist. I'm going to bring a mono team next attempt. Well, we'll have to see how it works. Are you gonna reveal what monotype it is now? Because if I was to build a monotype team to try and beat my 5 teams, I think I would build... probably Mono Ice. I think Mono Ice would have the greatest success rate. Because there are very specific ice types that help out a lot. Can I go again? I mean, yeah, sure. It's not like we have a line right now. Alright, another Crab Lord attempt. And I'm gonna hide screen for picking this team. And I'm going to go with... this team. Alright, Mono Dark is what we're looking at. And... not exactly sure what I want to do here. I think I need this, and I mean, I definitely need this, but I'm not sure when I need it, is the thing. Actually, let me do... I think that is pretty good. Hi, Stormtrooper in business suit. How you doing? Alright, we've got Honchcrow and Grimmsnarl versus my Grimmsnarl and Blastoise. So if the Honchcrow is gonna do Honchcrow things, that means it's gonna crit me. And I would like it to not do that. So... I mean, if it's Scope Lens and Night Slash, then that means it gets a guaranteed crit. And then that would go into Blastoise. I think I'm going to just click Muddy Water and we'll see what happens. Okay, Honchcrow actually protects here. And we Spider into Blastoise. And is it going to be a Mirror Herb? On Honchcrow. Muddy Water comes out. At least get some damage on Grimmsnarl. Okay, the Honchkrow is a tiny bit of a problem. Kinda wish I had Raichu right about now. We are still also confused. Just gonna go for Protect here. Looks like we're gonna see a Terastallization. And it is into Terra Ground. Blastoise snaps out of confusion and gets off the Protect. Grimmsnarl gets up the light screen. Goes for Acrobat into Grimmsnarl, and then is going to KO. It activates the Moxie, so it's not a crit set. But it is a lot of damage set. Sucker Punch comes out, but it fails because it went into Blastoise, which is good. Reflect comes out from Grimmsnarl. Blastoise gets off Iron Defense. Oliver is able to get off the Weather Ball, which KOs Honchkrow. They gained a lot of momentum there. Love how my Grimmsnarl build is used by Crab. I mean, I guess it's pretty popular. In comes Three Face. Hydreigon. And I think I'm just gonna Protect, and I think Body Press would KO at this point. What did I do last turn? I'm pretty sure I Weather Ball and Iron Defense, right? So I could Protect. I think Hurricane is a decently sick. But then we also have the Rain. Just kind of save us if this thing is like a crazy Trick Specs. I don't know who's faster off the top of my head though. I'm going to... Not that. Weather Ball and Body Press maybe against my better judgment. Okay, that is Dragon Dance. Pretty nice for us. Don't have to worry about taking a lot of Trick Specs damage. Body Press, hits Hydreigon. Weather Ball hits Grimmsnarl. Spirit Break comes out into Caliber. Lowering Caliber's special attack. I'm just gonna do this and then do this. Fire comes out into Blastoise, making us +4, but also confused. Blastoise gets off the Body Press, and Hurricane comes out. I don't know what Hydreigon went for. Maybe Dragon Tail? If it boosted, it boosted its speed, so it should have gone first. But it must have used a negative priority move, because it didn't get to move there, unfortunately. Kingambit comes in. And we're gonna do this, and then this. Sucker Punch comes down to Blastoise. Blastoise is still confused. Blastoise does hit itself in confusion. Spirit Break comes down to Grimmsnarl. It is going to lower our special attack, but in turn we also get a defense boost. Blastoise gets a Brain Dish. And lefties. Spider comes out into Archaludon. Archaludon is confused. It does get itself in confusion. Blastoise is confused. Blastoise also hits itself in confusion, so a rather unlucky turn. He never goes for the Kowtow. Rain stops this turn. Barker comes down to Archaludon again, which won't reconfuse it, it'll just give it an attack boost. Archaludon's still confused, but it gets off the body press. Barely doesn't manage to KO King Gambit. Blastoise hits itself for the third time in this battle, I believe. Yeah, Flash. Did we see? Oh yeah, it was Terra Honchkrow, so I don't need to do that. Tiger is going to make Archaludon +6 in attack. So if it hits itself, it will probably do some damage. Well, it did less damage than I thought it would, but it did hit itself again. Blastoise has finally decided to get its stuff together. Gets body press into Grimmsnarl. Opposing team's light screen wears off. Spider comes out into Blastoise. Blastoise is now +6 in attack. Archaludon has decided to hit itself again against its better judgment. Kowtow Cleave manages to KO Blastoise. That Blastoise is a menace in the rain. Oh, that is true. That is why it is here. Sucker Punch anti-Pelipper does not take Pelipper. Archaludon snaps out of confusion. Gets the body press that it needs to into King Gambit. And that's the end of the first battle. That one took a while. Okay, let's hide the screen so I can pick another team to use. And I think it's going to be this one. Alright, same Mono Dark team. this time against the little bit of every team except for Team 5, of course. I obviously think you should come. And then you. And then... who? Actually, maybe... no, I guess not. I guess you and then you makes the most sense. We've got Overquill and King Gambit. Intimidate comes out. Aigler gets Grassy Seed activated by being on the terrain. We're gonna fake out Overquill so that it hopefully doesn't move, and we're gonna try close combating the King Gambit so that it dies. And the play happened as I wanted it to happen. Overquill gets a little bit of HP back from Grassy Terrain. In comes the Grimmsnarl. And... a poison move is probably coming into the real boom slot, right? And I, like, kinda don't want that to happen. But I also don't really need a real boom for anything. So I kinda want it to go. Okay, we're gonna actually see Overquill leave, which is not quite what I was expecting. Goes into the Honchkrow, and Grimmsnarl sets up the Reflect. Dire Claw does about half. It does get Paralysis as a secondary effect. Hammer brings Grimmsnarl pretty close to death, but not quite enough. But based on that Wood Hammer, I think we are at neutral defense right now, but the Honchkrow revealed Acrobatics before, and based on this play, it won't be able to go for Acrobatics. Because I think they want to protect it and Swagger, but with the Grassy Glide and the Para, Rillaboom is faster than Grimmsnarl. Might have been faster than Grimmsnarl normally, but it's hard to say based on their speed investments. We don't know those kind of things. Hi, Jack Plays. How you doing? Good to see ya. We're currently in the middle of somebody else's attempt, but as long as you stick around, we will be doing tons of battles today. Attack falls for Sneasler, attack falls for Rillaboom. Orion downloads into a attack boost, which is kind of nice. But Honchkrow is going to copy it, so it gets the special attack boost, which means acrobatics damage is going to be increased because it used up its item. Honchkrow is going to become ground. I guess that was kind of a risk, because we could have gotten an attack boost there. But now it took coaching. And could this overcoat be like acupressure to help out the... No, it's just Swords Dancing, okay. Well, we do see Terra Blast come out, and it is going to be into Sneasler. And that's going to pick up KO into Sneasler. Moxie causes Punch Pro to gain a boost. Let me think about how I want this turn to play out. I want to do this, and then... I think I want this. Alright, Oscar Protect. And we'll go for the Bar Barrage, which is going to KO Rillaboom. Right on to get the Trick Room. Grass disappears from the battlefield. Sucker Punch comes out into Porygon 2, getting some chip. Ice Beam comes out, and then it's going to delete Honchkrow. I'm attempting a fun little build. Oh boy. Spirit Break comes out into Overquill, probably won't do too much. So the Flex is still up. Bar Barrage comes out into Grimmsnarl, KOing it. And now it is a 1v1, but my one is a one that has a defense boost and a special attack boost and a terrestrialization versus a Pokemon that has a 2x attack boost. Air Blast comes out, and that is going to pick off Overquill. GG's, I'm head to bed now? Alright, fair enough. Don't gotta finish your attempt if you don't want to. But the floor will be open now for anybody who would like to battle. Once stream catches up, I will start searching. Alright, searching now. And we have got Stormtrooper in a business suit. Alright. Let me hide screen so that I can pick a team. And let's go with this one. Alright, who have we got here? This looks to be maybe a beat-up team? The Archaludon and the Armorouge at least both benefit from the Whimsicott having beat-up, but nothing else really does. But if this is a beat-up team, I would much prefer to have this and this, and I would also like to have this, and who should be last? I guess this is pretty good in a lot of... Actually... is that checked enough by this? Hard to say. I think I do this. Alright. Okay, Whimsicott and Archaludon are making appearances. And I'm going to click Dire Claw and then U-turn out of here. Because their central strategy is beat up, I would much prefer that they didn't use it. I see terrestrialization on Archaludon as a ghost, which is good to see. Kinda makes me wish I brought one Pokemon back. Whimsicott, unfortunately, is going to protect. So what is Archaludon going to do with its free turn? He's going to click Dragon Pulse into. Okay. He's just going to get approaching into Rillaboom. Whimsicott does in fact do the beat up. So if I made the same play as last time, I would be in a better spot. Wood Hammer hits Archaludon for that much. Parking Stamina again, unfortunately. Dragon Pulse comes out, and it's going to hit Sneasler. Okay. Tailwind comes out. Our Galan goes for Dragon Pulse into Sparkle. Wish I just helping handed. I think with helping Wood Hammer and then Grassy Glide, I would have had enough damage to overpower Caledon. Blast does some chip into Rillaboom. Callan goes with Flash Cannon into Rillaboom. Rillaboom survives. Rillaboom Wood Hammer takes our Caledon. Wish I got that crit earlier. But I got it now. Now the part where it didn't really matter that I got it. Rillaboom comes in, and it's probably going to be Fake Out, and then... What did I get? Did I get Spatak? I did. I would say that's a pretty good Fake Out Moonblast for the opponent. Okay, they actually Grassy Glide. Still does a lot. Grassy Glide Moonblast. Grass disappears from the battlefield. I mean, Wood Hammer is just super free for them, but... Okay, Rillaboom's actually going to leave. To reveal that their last Pokemon is Armor Rouge. Because then this guy just protects. But I have nothing to hurt Armor Rouge with this Porygon 2. As their Tailwind peters out. If that was a physical attack, I could confirm if they were weak armor or not. But on this team where they've already revealed the beat up Arcaladon, I think it's very likely that they are weak armor. But GG's, GG's. Alright, back against the wall. I'm going to... not hide screen, because usually Stormtrooper just picks the same team. So, me hiding screen doesn't matter. But... I think we use this one. And then, what does this team bring to fight that team? I think this Pokemon's pretty good.
This Pokemon also helps. And hard to say if this Pokemon helps. I think I just have to bring this Pokemon and this Pokemon. Random team per usual makes it more of a challenge. Oh yeah, I gotta remember to ask people that. I'm just gonna assume random team unless somebody specifies. And by specifying, I mean has read the rules. Alright, it's Whimsicott and Arcaludon. I think I like this, and then I guess I can do this, can I? Arcaludon goes for Protect. Talonflame goes for the Dual Wing Beat. Does damage to Whimsicott. Whimsicott gets up the Tailwind. Earthquake doesn't do quite enough here, but Ursaluna gets to activate Guts. And I think I'm praying for not a dual wing beat miss here in order to play the game. Okay, well, this gut's actually going to leave into Rillaboom, which we like getting dual wing beat damage into. And our Arcaludon is going to go for Dragon Pulse into Talonflame, which does quite a bit of damage to it. Ursaluna gets off the Headlong Rush into Arcaludon, knocking it out in one hit, at the cost of Ursaluna's defense and special defense. It is going to come Armor Rouge, who revealed itself to be Grassy Seed. Alright. What do I want to happen here? I think I just want this to happen. We're gonna activate Dozo mode. Which is going to cause all of our steps to Omni Boost twice. And we are going to see Translation from the opponent. And Armor Rouge into the Grass type. Grassy glides into Talonflame and gets a critical hit. Well, who could say they saw that one coming? I think I just lose. Bone line that was meant to purely kill Talonflame with a Grassy Glide? Quad resisted? I mean, I guess we'll get to try it here. The opposing team's Tailwind figures out. Yeah, no, Talonflame lives the Grassy Glide. Rillaboom gets hurt by Rocky Helmet. Gets off the Dual Wing Beat into Armor Rouge. And it is not weak armor. Talonflame's gonna protect. Grassy Glide comes on to Earth Luna. Armor Rouge goes for Psychic into Talonflame. Ursaluna clicks the Facade into Armor Rouge, which knocks it out. Grass disappears from the battlefield. Now Wincott enters the field. And do I have a 50-50 here? I think I just have to attack with both into Rillaboom. Or is Earthquake plus Rocky Helmet enough if Rillaboom attacks into Talonflame? Or do I Dual Wing Beat? Nah, I think I have to do this. Is my optimal play. Okay, Felon comes out. And who did Rillaboom attack? The Grassy Glided into Talonflame. Means that takes the Rocky Helmet. First one gets the Earthquake. And that KOs both, okay. Wow, that was going pretty good, and then it took a very deep dive, and then it came right back up. Choice band though, so I was hopeful. Was it choice banded in the Grassy Glide? That would make sense. Alright, it all comes down to the third game. Let me hide screen. Actually, no, I'm not gonna. There's no point in hiding screen if they're just gonna bring the same team. I just use this team and this team, right? So I get free reign of the OG 3 teams. And my free reign of the OG 3 teams is going to make me pick this team. Okay, how do I stop myself from getting swept by this team? I think the answer is pretty obvious to everyone but me. To everyone but me, the answer is obvious. I think this is a good start all the time, and then this Pokemon is helpful, surprisingly. And then this Pokemon and this Pokemon. No, I can't bring this. This is weird. Ah, it's too late. I'm gonna bring this. But as you saw, that's my Grassy Seed Armourouge, which is super tanky physical-wise. The defense boost is nice for being physical tanky. It's also Flash Fire. Here comes Gambit and Grimmsnarl. And I think I'm just going to click I mean, Arcana coming in for either of these mons is a big problem. But I'm going to do this. Alright, Grimmsnarl protects here. Kingambit also protects here. So they save themselves from the fake out. Those are bullet punches there. Grimmsnarl KOing it. And what does their Kingambit do? Dark type movement, no. Our Grimmsnarl? No, it flings, so who's it flinging? Fling the big nugget into Scizor, which does that much damage into Scizor. Alright, in comes Whimsicott. So Whimsicott can Tail Wind, which means that Kingambit Sucker Punch will be faster and it can Sucker Punch Scizor for the Bullet Punch KO. I'm going to do this and then I think just a Reflect would be nice. Whimsicott protects here. We get off our Reflect. And what does Kingambit do? Kingambit kowtows into Caledon. That's pretty nice. Pretty sweet. So now I'm going to body press the Kingambit slot and then Thunder Wave into the Whimsicott slot. Kingambit leaves. Are we going to see side beat up into our Caledon? Because if so, I really need to land this Thunder Wave into Whimsicott. So we can at least get one really good body press into this Archelodon. Okay, we do land the Thunder Wave. Get one real nice body press into Archelodon, which does give it the stamina. It also activates its weakness policy. And Whimsicott just goes for the Boom Blast. Okay. I am fine with that. Archelodon might tear Ghost. I'm not... It probably could KO something. I think I'm going to do this and do this. If it tear Ghost and KO something, I am fine with that. Because Terraghost comes out. We get Thunder Wave into it. Whimsicott does go for the Tailwind. Archelodon goes for the Terra Blast reveal. Gets Archelodon for that much. Lots of stamina. Body Press, of course, is going to do no damage. And we're gonna do this, and then do this turn. Whimsicott Low Blast using Ring Snarl, does not KO it. Archelodon Terra Blast. Ring Snarl gets the Spirit Break into Whimsicott, doing that much damage. Not yet. This guy goes for Protect here. Grimmsnarl gets off Light Screen. Actually gets off Electro Web. Hang our Archelodon for a decent amount. Activating Stamina. Fortunately, no para, so Grimmsnarl is going to get KO'd. We're gonna protect here. Actually gets off the Electro Web again. out Moonblast into there. Opposing Team Tailwind figures out. Supreme Overlord activates. And this guy goes for Protect, which is what I was trying to prevent last turn by going for my own Protect. Archie gets off the Thunder, though. Counter Cleave comes out. I need not a Thunder Miss, and then I need or Whimsicott to get full parry. It would be nice here. A first para. Or King Gambit can protect, but that means that Whimsicott gets a free turn to do whatever it wants. Unless it gets the para. Alright, you got the para. My team's Reflect wears off, though. That's not what I wanted to see. Raichu lands the Thunder. Let's go, Raichu. Elmo Blast comes out into Raichu, does that much damage. And I can either take my safety Electro Webs, or I can go for the Thunder again. I think in the position that I am in, I'd go for my single target safety Electro Webs. All I have to do is live one more non-crit. Or, you know, Paraturn here would also be great. This just has to not crit me? Okay, paralyzes. Raichu, you gotta be kidding me. If that crit me, I think the live stream would have ended. I'm not even kidding. I was hoping for Thunder to miss. Yeah, that was the position that we were in. Played a little bit risky there, but it ended up paying off in the end. Alright, well the floor is now open for anybody who would like to battle. Once stream catches up. And stream is now cut up. So who's it gonna be? Maybe a new person? Maybe an old person? Maybe a middle-aged person? I'll never know. Can't always make a new team to challenge you since it's always fun to battle. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Stormtrooper in a business suit. There is, in fact, will always be next time. By the way, Farmer, I've been working on a physical Chiyu set to work with special Chen Pao. I think you got your adjectives messed up there a little bit. See, you're supposed to use special Chiyu and physical Chen Pao. Don't worry, the names do sound similar, so it's easy to mess them up. But, nah, it'll be funny, trust. I mean, I think it'll be funny. It just depends on whether or not it'll work. Because Flare Blitz fish go burr. I mean, maybe. I can't think of any fish that currently Flare Blitzes and goes burr. That tends to not be a thing that fish do. They tend to wave crash and go burr. Flare Blitzing and going burr. That's a new dimension. Alright, I'm gonna try this one more time, and then I might... I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do. I was killing the Poltergeist earlier, but I kind of don't want to do that. At least it's not like evening. What other outbreaks do I have? I know I already checked Paldea. I don't think there was anything else that caught my eye here in Kitakami. Oh, Tepig. I probably should get an extra one of you before ZA comes out, but I kind of want to shiny hunt all the megas that are... I mean, it's obvious Tepig's going to get a mega. It's got to. 100%. All the starters in ZA are obviously getting megas. So it would be good to get a shiny of Tepig for the future. But I kind of want... Maybe the shiny hunting in ZA will just be cracked. Kind of like it is in Legends Arceus. Because I think Legends Arceus shiny hunting is just a tad bit more fun than it is in this game. Maybe Switch 2, though, amps it up just a little bit. I also do need a lot of Smeargles at some point, but probably not today. My teammate ready for this rematch then, lol. I usually just wait since I like to give others a turn. Yeah, it seems to be that there's nobody else here right now, so... With no line, I don't really care about doubles that much. Ooh, you know what would be a really good convergent evolution is you do the Timber line, and instead of going from Concrete Pillar to Big or from big log to concrete pillar, you go from concrete pillar to big log. That could be a neat one. Make it like a grass steel type that like uses wood around like the iron beam or something like that. I think that would be a really neat convergent evolution. I wonder what this grass terror rate is. Hope you're ready for some Mind Games Fire. I got a fun team to use now. Alright, well, we'll have to see. I'm gonna run out to this grass terra and then open the lobby again for battles. Ooh, Trevenant's kind of nice. Might be good to have a good IV one of those. I might actually fight that. First, let me open the floor again for a bit. By the way, this team will be pretty tomfoolery based. I guess we'll have to see. Let me stop and think. Is this going to be a pure Oko moves team? Am I about to see 2 ice types, 2 guillotine mons, and 2 fisher mons? Oh, let me think. I'm gonna start with... I don't think we've even used this team today. Let's use this team.
Not Oko based, although probably something you didn't encounter. Well, it is 2 ice types, so I was at least right about that part. This... looks... kind of familiar, but I don't know why. I mean, it's got... the basically indestructible man's Avalug on the defense side for body press. But then Toxtricity would be here for Boom Burst. Is it Toxtricity wide guard Boom Burst? I'm not exactly sure. I think I do that. Hi, Sua. How you doing? Alright, it is Indeedee and Sarah. How also unfortunate for me. It is Psychic Seed Sarah, though. I mean, this could be a lot of things, right? Yeah, I think I do this. Follow Me comes out. Executor gets off the Expanding Force, which does decent damage to both mons. Sarah goes for the Bitter Blade, but with the Terrestrialization and the attack drop, it doesn't do too much to Executor. Actually, who's... I don't know this one off the top of my head. Who's faster? Okay, Executor. We're gonna see a Terrestrialization from the opponent. Into Terra Psychic. Duty goes for the Helping Hand. Executor gets off the Expanding Force, which gets some chip into both bonds. And Duty is going to eat the berry that I wish I could knock off here in a sec. And Sarah is going to go for the Sicko Cut. Knockoff comes out, and then it's going to KO Indeedee. And now Toxtricity is going to hit the field. We're gonna swap in Torkoal here. This Toxtricity goes for the Protect. Executor gets off the Expanding Force. Does good damage to Sarah. Sarah is going to Sicko Cut into Executor, knocking it out. And now I'm going to do this. Toxtricity is going to leave into Grimmsnarl. Ceruledge protects. Torkoal also protects. And maybe do this. Ceruledge is going to leave. And in is going to come a Toxtricity. Toxtricity gets knocked off for a good chunk of damage there, getting rid of the Mirror Herb. Spirit Break comes out into Torkoal, which is going to lower Torkoal's special attack. Grimmsnarl takes some Rocky Helmet damage. Heat Wave comes out. Weirdness now disappears from the battlefield. I think I'm going to do this. Grimmsnarl swaggers into Torkoal because it is the only slot that it can swagger. Thief comes out. And is Toxtricity a nature that allows it to actually eat the berry, or is it a Confuse? It's a nature that allows it to actually eat the berry. Well, shucks. At least we land our Will-O-Wisp that we need to land. I think we're gonna Heat Wave and then just click Knock Off here. Grimmsnarl side swaggers into Toxtricity. Is that Toxtricity is confused and it gets off the Poison Tail into Torkoal, which causes it to be hurt by Rocky Helmet. Get knockoff into Toxtricity, which takes it down. Torkoal gets a lot of Heat Wave damage into Grimmsnarl here. Harsh Sunlight now fades. Grimmsnarl gets burned. Hey look, everybody on the field is on fire. Ceruledge gets to return to the field. I think what I do here is I Helping Hand and then knock off. Grimmsnarl side swaggers into Ceruledge, hoping that Ceruledge can turn things around with the attack boost. Ooh, Ceruledge unfortunately hits itself in confusion. And Terra explodes. Knockoff comes out from Incineroar, and that picks up KO on Grimmsnarl. But even if it didn't, the Burn Tick would take down Grimmsnarl. Well, that ended badly. Yeah, that ended about as badly as it probably could have. Other than missing the swagger. But I guess even then missing the swagger would have caused you to not hit yourself, and you could have at least gotten off a Bitter Blade into, like, Torkoal. But you still got 2 more games to make it up. So So you just gotta lock in. And I think we're gonna go with this team next. Funny but unfortunate. It was funny but unfortunate. As all funny things tend to be. Alright, so we didn't see Ninetales or the Avalugg mode last time. Avalugg is very good into that. Toxtricity wants to be physical, though, from what it seems, based on the fact that it was Thief and Side Swagger. I wonder if I could get away with doing this, and this. And just seeing what happens. Why not run Burning Jealousy on Incineroar? It's a great support move that ignores stat boost and burns the target. Main reason is because whenever I was building this team, I wanted to check Urshifu a little bit easier with Incineroar, so that way I can click Will-O-Wisp into it. If I was to rebuild this team again, I think I would just pick Flare Blitz to have a better attacking option on Incineroar. Burning Jealousy I think is fine, but I also just want to take things off the field fast. I don't really want to punish them for trying to stat boost in front of me. I mean, I think I just click Rock Slide and then knock off into both Pokemon. There wasn't really anything that... Yeah, it doesn't, like, just double Rock Slide. Ninetales is going to leave. Into Grimmsnarl. The Avalugg is going to leave. Into Toxtricity. Rockslide comes out, misses somebody already, the Grimmsnarl. Probably the more important one to hit. Rockslide comes out from Tyranitar. Lands a critical hit on Toxtricity, which I don't think matters. Because I think the Rockslide would have done roughly the same, and then the Sand Chip would have gotten Toxtricity. But now they get to bring a Pokemon in for free. And they choose to bring an Avalugg, which makes a lot of sense. But I think I'm going to just repeat not the last turn. I'm going to swap it in Deity. Grimmsnarl, Ninetales is going to leave. No, I was correct the first time. Grimmsnarl is going to leave into Ninetales, which is going to set up the snow. But Indeedee now gets to come in and set up our Psychic Surge, which is also going to activate its Psychic Seed. Arcanine, Rock Slide, misses Ninetales. It's kind of the big one that I wanted to hit. Get some good chip on that, but Avalugg reveals itself to be Aurora Veil. So we're going to be playing the long game here. Oh, we're going to be playing the very long game here. Oh, what a day to be... What a day to be... Psyshock and not Psychic. Rockslide connects with both, and it seems like I would have gotten rid of Ninetales if I had hit it last turn. Blizzard doesn't do too much damage here. Body Press is going to bring Arcanine to 3 health. I think now I'm going to do this. Arcanine lands the Rock Slide, which is going to KO Ninetales. Avalugg Body Press is going to pick off Arcanine. Avalugg is buffeted by Sandstorm. And now... Oops, actually, Pokemon Go. I meant to scroll up a little bit in the live chat. I hope my Avalugg gets to shine. I mean, I like Avalugg a lot. But he does have one very large Achilles heel that I believe we are about to exploit. So, good luck. Oh, I guess I should have just Mystical Fired, because now Avalugg can reveal the Wide Guard. And this is Terra Steel. But the nice thing is that it cannot Prankster Swagger either of these Pokemon. It can Spirit Break Tyranitar, though. And that kind of hurts. Rock Slide is going to miss Avalugg. That's like the one that we wanted to hit. Body Press is going to KO Tyranitar. Dazzling Gleam does damage to both. Indeedee's going to follow me to redirect damage on this turn. Grimmsnarl is going to go for the Spirit Break. Lowering Indeedee's special attack. Avalugg goes for the Body Press, brings Indeedee down to 6. Mystical Fire is going to KO the Grimmsnarl. Avalugg is buffeted by the sand, Hatterene is buffeted by the sand, and all I need to do is live one turn. The weirdness has disappeared. Avalugg could have recover. Avalugg so far has revealed just Body Press, right? Oh, also the Aurora Veil. That was the other move. I can either go Fire to resist Ice. I think I just go Fire to resist Ice and I don't overthink it. Alright, Hatterene is actually... I don't think we were past her before, which I think means that it went for Avalanche as a negative priority move. I had Magic Coat, but no way to use that. Ah, I see, I see. Yeah, not a lot of offensive status moves on the sand team there. But one more battle to finish out the set. Let me think. I used this team and this team, right? Let's go with this team then. Avalugg was way too low to survive anything, I'm guessing. I mean, the 2 rock slide misses that happened did matter. It did give you some extra turns there. Because it could have KO'd Ninetales on a different turn. I didn't have to risk DD swapping in that one turn. And Avalugg also got an extra turn to live. So if you were like Ice Spinner on the Avalugg and I didn't Terrastalize, and maybe you got a crit? Hard to say. Hard to say. Hit from Hatterene? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I haven't been thinking at all about what I should actually bring to this next battle. I've just been thinking about Asgore driving a truck. We don't have any weather on this team. That's like a problem. I'm gonna panic pick these 4 mons. And we'll see how it goes. My Ninetales has Ice Shard, but Indeedee prevented that. Ah, I see. I don't think it would have picked off Arcanine, since Arcanine quad resisted and Ninetales isn't a physical attacker. But I guess we'll never know. I think I'm gonna do this, and then actually, nah. I'm just gonna do the thing. Blizzard comes out. Avalugg goes for the Aurora Veil. And let's do this, and then what if it's a sash? I guess we didn't get to see what it had before on the Ninetales, did we? There's no reason for it to be Light Clay if Avalugg is your setter. Maybe I should just do this, and then this. Avalugg body presses Ursaluna for that much. Oh, okay, the defense is super high. Snow defense and Aurora Veil defense might have gone a little unchecked there, if I'm being honest. Also, the freeze on Fergraph is not handy. I see Ninetales leave. so that Toxtricity can enter. Avalug's body press into Burgerath. Burgerath is frozen solid. So you want to get some damage into both bonds. Toxtricity going to protect here. Avalug's body presses into Burgerath. Tatsugiri does not get to counter. Ice Body is going to heal up Avalug. Now we're going to form Commander. All those stats are going to go up. Electricity gets the Mirror Herb. Which is actually kind of good for me. We're going to see a Terrestrialization on the opponent's side. And it is on Toxtricity into a Grass type. Well, that's not good. Body Press does some damage into Dondozo. Stomping Tantrum comes out into Toxtricity, not able to KO it. Toxtricity gets a Trailblaze off into Dondozo. Doing that much damage. Snow now stops. Twisted Dimensions return to normal. And I think what I have to do is this. Avalug withdraws for Ninetales. Do you think moves like Fury Swipes would be better if Metronome item boosted each hit consecutively and not just once per turn? Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't think Fury Swipes specifically would be the move that I would think of that would benefit from that. It would be moves like Bullet Seed, like Skill Link Pokemon with a Metronome, and then like Icicle Spear, Rock Blast, Bullet Seed, those moves specifically would benefit from it way more versus like 85% accurate Fury Swipes. I have to take an attack here no matter what I do. Clear Amulet's going to get stolen. Grimmsnarl is going to come in. Electricity goes for the Poison Tail, which does have increased critical hit. Heavy Slam comes down to Grimmsnarl, not enough to KO it. Spirit Break comes out into Dondozo, which does quite a bit. Also lowers my attack. Opposing team's Aurora Veil bore off. See, Poison Tail can miss. I think I'm gonna do this. Sucker Punch is going to bring me low enough to where Poison Tail is going to kill me. And I think that will be the thing that gets me here. Now Tatsugiri can't fend for itself against the boost on the Toxtricity. But GG's, GG's. At least you got one. With the help of a little bit of a freeze from Ninetales, you got one. But other than that freeze, everything was pretty good there in that game, because Poison Tail increased crit means that I could have gotten crit more easily, and the poison also means that I would tick down my health faster. But unless there's anybody new who wants to battle, that may be where we end things for today. So if there's anybody who did not battle today but wants to battle, you know, make yourself known. Now would be the time. Didn't expect Toxtricity to survive that onslaught. I mean, you did have the Aurora Veil, so that helped you a lot. Making me wish that I just clicked Order Up into the Toxtricity, because then with the Order Up boost, I probably would have also KO'd the Grimmsnarl with Heavy Slam. And then that would change that outcome, and then ultimately it would come down to, does Avalugg do enough damage to Tatsugiri to where Tatsugiri does enough counter damage back into Avalugg in order to overpower the Ice Body. I'll leave it searching in case there's somebody new who doesn't chat but wants to battle. I was thinking about like Persian with Technician and Metronome, but Persian is generally better with Razor Claw and high crit moves like Slash and Shadow Claw though. Yeah, I think that would be a better set to run with Persian. Night Slash, Shadow Claw, Slash, and does it have one other one? Not Psycho Cut. What's the one other one I'm thinking about with Persian? Obviously not Leaf Blade. What's the other critical hit boosted move that Persian gets? Oh, I might be thinking of Air Cutter and another normal or dark type. It probably doesn't have Air Cutter. My Toxtricity was also Technician. I did think about that a little bit. I was like, Thief makes sense for a physical. Trailblaze is like, that's Technician. That makes 1000% sense. And Poison Tail did confirm it. Alright, one more try for today. And then I think we'll be done for today.
Alright. I think that's where we're gonna wrap things. I will probably KO this Trevenant off camera. Maybe, if I decide to. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, maybe consider leaving a like on the video, and even consider subscribing, because both of those things would help me out an absolute ton. And we'll see you in the next one, which will be on Wednesday. We'll have another Beat Me Take My Pokemon, because we're doing it 4 different times this week, and we're already halfway through. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye now.